What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. It's going to be another Arvon beer review. Yeah, you can say what you want, but some of my favorite beers in Michigan are from Arvon. You know that if you've watched the channel, but nothing new besides the beer we're bringing up today, because it is not a re-review. It is not anything I've ever seen before, but it is indeed a hazy IPA, go figure. It's going to be Sway with some cool can art. Really digging the new can art from Arvon. They've really stepped it up in that category. Their cans stick out very well in the crowd. I dig it, man. I just dig it. So what we have is an IPA that I like in this range, 6.8%, literally my favorite range for an IPA. Hazy IPA with single hops. So all it's brewed with is Galaxy hops. So that's that, end of the story. I guess I'm always on the fence on single hopped beers. I've had so many in-your-face beers from Arvon and everyone else in Michigan. So it's like usually there's 3 or 4 different hops at this point in time. Interesting when it's just a singular hop. Galaxy, I feel like I do enjoy Galaxy when it's mixed in with other things such as Citra or Amarillo or Simcoe. See that a lot of times in that mixed up lineup. But today, alone, so will I like it? I feel like I've had quite a few IPAs that are singularly hopped with Galaxy, but we'll see what Arvon did or how they twisted this into a hazy, guys. We will see. November 8th, 23 is the canned on date, so thanks, Arvon. You put the canned on date. I love that. I like when you do that. It's November 18th, time of recording, so it's 10 days old. Awesome stuff. And again, brand new, never seen this, never seen Arvon even release this before. So let's go to the pop and let's get that glass out and let's see what we're working with here. So, ooh, I'm pouring with my right hand and I'm a lefty. I felt very Evel Knievel today, man. Look at me. Look at me. Anyways. That was very creamy. When I poured it and it got the head retention and built up as I continued to pour. It looks excellent in the glass. A little bit of that off yellow. I mean, it's a little bit more of the lighter shade, I guess, but it looks a little bit lighter, I guess, in comparison to some other New England styles from them. So this looks a little bit on the lighter end of the spectrum in the yellow field. A little bit orangey, but again, more of the off light yellow. At least in the camera view. So huge head retention. I have almost 3 fingers worth of head there, so that's ridiculous. Maybe I poured a little overzealous like I typically do, but we have some sticky retention going on here. Very nice bubbling on the side of the glass, and it's thick, it's dense, it's a very nice looking head sitting on top of that OJ, baby. The lighter than OJ, I should say. So Galaxy hops, let's see what we're working with. I don't know. We'll see. Such a fruity complex. It is citrusy, yet I get more stone fruit than anything. So rather than just being the grapefruit and tangerine as the driver, I feel like this is cantaloupe. It's kiwi. It's passion fruit. Man, there's something else in there that's just really enjoyable. It's just a very fruity complex, but I can't touch my nose on what that is. I don't know, it's just like peachy grape. Like if I had to add something into the mix that I kind of wouldn't see coming, like this peachy grape complex that kind of pairs together. But again, kiwi, passion fruit, I think are hitting home really well. And again, the stone fruit as the main driver, I think is fair to say. Maybe a slight bit tropical. Maybe a little bit of like juicy mango in there as well. I don't know, guys. It's Galaxy hops. Again, I'm used to it being with other things, and it's not always a singular hop profile, but we'll see what it is today. Cheers. Let's see Sway. Great mouthfeel. So first and foremost, I love the creamy softness, delicate touch that this brings to the table at 6.8%. I really like that body being fluffy and pillowy. Really just easy to really get down the throat there. It goes down with relative ease at 6.8. It just feels like it's not so hopped up that it ends up being like flower water. You know, a lot of the big beers, like almost like Boss Tweed M43 from Old Nation. I feel like sometimes, yes, they're delicious beers, but the mouthfeel, it's a lot to guzzle down. It just wears on your palate. It's heavy. This one, coming across very fluffy and light, very delicate touch, while still being fruity and slightly bitter on the back end. It's very generic, though. Like, There's nothing that I want to pinpoint really on this one. It's, again, maybe like peachy cantaloupe, I think, is the main thing that I'm reaching for. Peachy cantaloupe and touch of passion fruit. Again, maybe a little bit of light grape. And then maybe a touch of mango juiciness. But yeah, nice grassy kind of bitterness on the back end. Maybe a touch of dankness. But at the end of the day, it's just a soft touched IPA going down really easily. And I think at 6.8%, that says a lot about Arvon's recipe. Again, don't always get IPAs that slide down this buttery and smooth, but Arvon has really they're really coming up with like these formulated recipes that now are touching on the mouthfeel rather than just the flavors. You're getting these intricate mouthfeels, that sometimes compares to like Hot Butcher. Sometimes you might get like a Treehouse touch in there, but I call it the Arvon touch. They're just finding their own path and they're driving it home. They're doing a really nice job. It's so easy to drink. Like, there's nothing really complex about this beer. It's generic fruitiness. Again, I gave you the main points, this kiwi passion fruit. I'd say juicy cantaloupe is the main driver, a little bit of touch of mango. And there's just a soft, subtle maltiness underneath all of those fruity notes. And then again, you get that little touch of mango and then nice touch of bitterness and maybe a touch of dankness on the back end. But really the bitterness and sweetness balance out really nicely. And I wouldn't say that this is too overly bitter. Sometimes Arvon does really drive home the bitterness, but this time it's just a really well-balanced New England style with still a nice touch of IPA, because you don't want to just drink flower water. I call it flower water. Where it's just like, okay, you've got all these hops and then you dump a gallon of flour in it just to haze the bad boy up. But we don't really get that with our Arvon beers. We get good recipes and really well executed beers in general. So yeah, that's where I'm sitting with this one. It's solid. I wouldn't say it's the most intricate, but I don't think it was meant to be. I think it's just meant to be a very easy going IPA that happens to be hazy or New England style category. One more final thought. Just wonderful mouthfeel. I think the mouthfeel is the biggest thing. If you're drinking this, tell me what you think. I think the mouthfeel is the biggest note that you could actually talk about in this beer. But again, more generic through the middle and still easy drinking. So yeah, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. Nothing mind-blowing, but still in that 4 category because it's freaking Arvon and this is well executed. So that's where I am today, guys. It's been Sway. Thank you so much for being here. Till the next time. Cheers.